Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I've been posting on YouTube for a little over a year now. This is actually video number 52, excluding shorts. And you hear the same thing everywhere, that growth compounds. It starts slow, then it takes off if you just stay consistent. That was not really my experience. My first 6 months, I reached about 2,400 watch hours and 250 subscribers. Not bad. The next 6 months, better content, but slower growth. Only 120 new subscribers and 900 watch hours. So after one full year on YouTube, actually almost 13 months now, here is what actually happened. All right, so why I started this in the first place. I started this channel to document a lifestyle I was already living and designing. I'm based in the Netherlands, as you can probably tell, but I also spend a big part of the year traveling. And I wanted to capture that, not just the places, but what it actually feels like to live between countries. And I always saw this as a long-term project, something that could grow over time without any pressure to rush it. I wasn't trying to go viral. I just wanted to build something real. So the first 6 months were really about trying to produce consistently. I aimed for one upload per week, but failed in doing so on several occasions. And learning everything, filming, editing, storytelling, thumbnails, every single video took me forever because everything was new. And honestly, I was just making videos about whatever I felt like. I didn't check if there was a demand or if people were searching for it. I just made stuff. And that was fine. I was learning and I was having fun with it. But a few videos started to pick up, especially about the life in the Netherlands and cultural differences. It felt like things were working, and naturally you start thinking, if I just keep improving, growth will accelerate, right? Like that's the narrative you keep hearing. But behind the scenes, something important was happening. Most of my early growth came from videos about life in the Netherlands. And YouTube tends to reward clarity when it understands exactly who your content is for. Long story short, I made a conscious decision not to fully go in that direction because while the Netherlands is my home base, what I'm actually more excited about is travel and this whole global living thing. So instead of doubling down on what was already working, I started leaning more into what I actually wanted to make. And looking back, I can summarize my entire first year in one sentence. I chose direction over growth. And needless to say, that decision had a clear impact. In the next 6 months, my content objectively improved. Better editing, better thumbnails, better storytelling. I became faster, more structured, more intentional about what I was making. But growth didn't accelerate the same way. It actually slowed down significantly. And that's on me. I was the one evolving the content in a new direction. My audience didn't do anything wrong. But when you start making different content than what people originally found you for, the algorithm notices that gap. For example, once you have a subscriber base, let's say 100, your next upload is only shown to a small test group of your subscriber base first. And only if they click and watch, it gets distributed further. But if they don't, because the topic isn't really what they came for, it just stops there. And that's why niche clarity is so important. By the way, it was not supposed to rain according to the weather forecast, but here we are. It's only accelerating. But I'm not made of sugar. And if I wait for a good weather, I don't know when I will get the chance, to be honest. So this is what we have to work with. By the way, if you've been here for a while, I would genuinely love to know what brought you here. Drop it in the comments. I actually read every single one. So anyway, that's when something really clicked for me. Better content doesn't automatically mean more views. because YouTube is not just about quality, it's about clarity, consistently serving the audience. Because at the end of the day, YouTube is a viewer first platform. It serves the viewer. Makes all the sense, right? When your niche is clear and you're making videos about the same topic, it's easier for YouTube to find your viewer cluster. And that's something I didn't think much in the beginning. I just made what I felt like making. But now that I understand how the platform works, and honestly, that's exciting because it means that the growth is in my control, at least to a certain extent. And once you understand that, you stop fighting it and you can start working with it. But for me, what I did was actually the right approach, because the first year was never about optimizing everything. It was about learning, experimenting, and figuring out what I genuinely enjoy creating. And the most important thing I discovered is this: I really enjoy making videos. That's what allowed me to stay consistent, even when growth wasn't linear. So yeah, if your goal is to grow faster on YouTube, the path is actually quite clear. Be very specific with your niche, focus on topics people are already searching for, consistently serve your audience, and treat it like a business from day one. But for me, it's about finding a balance between growth and enjoyment so that I can stay consistent. And building around this hybrid lifestyle, part Netherlands, part travel, part global living, that's the direction I'm leaning into now. I know it might take longer than focusing on just one thing, but I also know it's the right direction for me. And honestly, I'm really excited about where this is going. So to wrap up, year one was about learning. Year two is about direction. And I have absolutely no doubt that this is going to work. I'm genuinely grateful for everyone who's subscribed and followed along so far. And to those of you who engage in the comments, I really enjoy those interactions. That sense of connection is already becoming one of the most rewarding part of this. And if this kind of lifestyle resonates with you, consider subscribing. I would love to have you along for the ride. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Cheers. I'm all wet by now, but I'm still not made of sugar. And the phone, which is iPhone 17 that I'm recording with, is supposed to be water resistant, so I should be fine.